Looking around, there have been 3 main companies that have done video game related merchandises for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The main 3 sites I've seen so far are Fusion Fight Gear from Canada, Submission Sniper from the UK, and Isami from Japan.
So the first one we're going to be looking at is the Fusion Fight Gear gi for Blanca. An all black gi with green stitching and orange around the collar as a reference to the color of his hair. Shoulder patches with sprite artwork from the Street Fighter 2 HD remake video game.
The Fusion Fight Gear patch I added personally.
On the inside of the gi is Blanca's character select profile from Street Fighter 2 HD remake. Right sleeve has Fusion Fight Gear's logo.
Now let's turn the gi on its back.
Back of the neck has the Fusion Fight Gear logo. On the bottom skirt has the Street Fighter title, this one originally from the Udon comics. Inside you see the tag, and on the edge a unique reinforced stitching with the Street Fighter and Fusion Fight Gear logo.
Now let's look at the pants.
On the bottom right is another Blanca sprite patch, orange fabric on the crotch area. The loops that hold the waist string are colored green. And on the left side is another tag.
Compared to the other brands you'll see in this video, Fusion Fight Gear's A1 is probably the smallest A1 gi. I'm around 5'7" at 150 pounds, and this gi just barely fits me. Thankfully these gis are pre-shrunken when you buy them.
The Ryu gi bag has his Hadouken pose from the Street Fighter 2 HD remake game. The gi is all white with red stitching, black lining around the collar. A reference to the Hadouken command is on the bottom skirt.
The shoulder patches have the Japanese kanji for Hadouken.
Edges have that reinforced stitching with the company's logos. Now on to the back. The bottom skirt has the Street Fighter title, the Fusion Fight Gear logo behind the neck, and another one on the right sleeve.
The kanjis for Wind, Forest, Fire, and Mountain are on the right side of the pants, collectively known as the Furin Kazan. They are a battle standard to be as swift as the wind, gentle as the forest, fierce as fire, and unshakable as the mountain.
These 4 kanjis are also on Ryu's Street Fighter 2 stage as well as his black belt.
The label on the upper left shows the name of the gi and the size.
The loops this time have the color red on it. On me, this A2 gi is a lot looser, but also gives your opponent a lot to grab onto.
Next, we're moving on to Submission Sniper. Unlike other companies in this video, Submission Sniper's gis are actually unlicensed by the video game companies. Still, they serve as a great homage to the video games they represent. First one we're going to look at is Tekken's Heihachi Mishima. The image of Heihachi here is from the story mode of Tekken 7. The gi is all black pearl weave with white stitchings. The bottom company label is Heihachi in silhouette. The name of the gi is on the left lapel. The kanji on the right lapel says Tekken, or in English, Iron Fist, for the name of the tournament itself, the King of the Iron Fist Tournament. Inside the gi is another screenshot of Heihachi Mishima from the game. Along the collar is reinforced stitching with the name of the company and the name of the gi. After buying a Tekken patch, I put it on the left shoulder. The back has the same tiger logo that Heihachi has in the back of his karate gi, with an additional Submission Sniper logo on top. The pants have a red drawstring and loops, a small Submission Sniper label on the bottom right, and another label on the top, modeled after the Bandai Namco logo. On the upper left of the pants is the logo and kanji for the Mishima Zaibatsu, the conglomerate that Heihachi Mishima runs.
Submission Sniper's A1 size is a bit bigger than the Fusion Fight Gear one, which fits me a little bit more nicely.
But it's still a little bit tight. Back to Street Fighter with an Akuma gi.
The bag is modeled after the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo intro, where he first appeared. The gi itself is colored dark purple,
which is sometimes how his sprite looks like when he's in his Shin Akuma form. The upper left lapel has the 10 kanji symbol. On the bottom skirt I put my own Street Fighter 5 patch from Nerd Block.
The Submission Sniper label has Akumas in silhouette. Inside the gi is the image of some Satsui no Hado energy, with a label with the same image as the bag. The back simply has the 10 kanji symbol, which appears in the game when he does the Son Goku Satsu move.
The pants has a brighter purple loop with a white string.
Most notably, on the right side is the kanji for Akuma.
A fun Easter egg is on the stitching of the pants, where they gave some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu moves some video game inputs.
On the left side, the label for Submission Sniper is modeled after Capcom's logo.
I got this in an A2. Pretty much on par with Fusion Fight Gear's A2, if not a little bit bigger. Submission Sniper made one more Akuma gi called Goki V Midnight. Unlike other Akuma gis, this one comes all in black. Inside the jacket's label is a unique Akuma illustration. The company name is on the bottom skirt with the Street Fighter V under it. Instead of the usual company label on the bottom, Akuma's Japanese name Goki appears instead. On the right shoulder is the kanji for Shinjin, Shin meaning God and Jin meaning person. A more powerful Akuma in the game sometimes called Shin Akuma. The Shin usually uses the kanji for true, but recently Capcom has used the Shin kanji for God instead. The same kanji and Goki Submission Sniper logos are featured in the reinforced stitching at the bottom. The collar's reinforced stitching has command inputs to some BJJ techniques and Akuma Street Fighter moves, similar to Submission Sniper's other Akuma gi. In past games when Akuma does his San Goku Satsu, it's usually the Ten kanji on his back, but in Street Fighter V it's the Shinjin kanji. This change is also reflected on the back of this gi, a departure from many Akuma apparels. Right above it is a small Submission Sniper logo. The pants has some light brown drawstrings with light blue hoops and stitchings. The Shinjin kanji appearing for the third time on the bottom left of the pants. And the Submission Sniper logo and gi size on the upper right. I got this in an A2, the same as the other Submission Sniper Akuma gi.
Now on to Reversal / Isami's BJJ gis.
These 5 limited edition gis are only available in Japan.
Which means you have to find some way to get it shipped to you here if you ever decide to buy it. Which I did through Tenso. Most of them I got off of chokesports.com, which is Isami's US distributor. Though be aware that most of them have already sold out. On a side note, major thanks to Dojo Outfitters, since I bought the last Blanca gi on their site, which was already sold out on chokesports.com. Similar to Submission Sniper, Isami's gi is also purple. The kanji on the bottom skirt says Mitsu,
meaning destruction. It often appears after Evil Ryu or Kage does the Sangoku Satsu.
Inside the jacket is an image of Akuma / Goki from Street Fighter 4.
A reference to Akuma's prayer beads are actually sewed on the gi itself.
The back has 2 patches. One says Goki, and similar to Submission Sniper's gi, is another stylized Ten kanji.
Somewhat meaning heaven or immortality, an indication that Akuma has transcended than that of a mere mortal. The drawstring and the stitching are all in red. On the side of the pants are some patches with the world map from Street Fighter 2.
And the Street Fighter title, which was used in Street Fighter 4, as well as the Reversal logo.
The back simply has the RVDDW patch.
Isami's A1 fits me a little bit better than Fusion Fight Gear's A1s. Isami's BJJ gis also feel a lot more lightweight and softer to touch. Isami chose white for their Blanca gi.
On the right lapel it says RVDDW, while on the left it has a Blanca Amazon Warrior patch with an image of him. The bottom skirt's patch has a creative logo of Blanca's hair in silhouette. The bottom skirt has Reversal's logo on the bottom, and Blanca himself on the back.
The shoulder patches are inspired by the Brazilian flag itself.
And on the sleeves we see the Street Fighter world map again.
Pretty much the same on the other sleeve, except instead of the Street Fighter title, it has the winning pose of Blanca from Street Fighter 2. On the bottom right is the same patch as the one in the back. On the back it just says Electric Thunder, a reference to Blanca's move. And on the right is another RVDDW patch, with the same patches found on the shoulders, found on the sides of the pants as well. Isami's A2 is a tad bit smaller than Fusion Fight Gear's A2, which actually fits me just fine for my frame and my size. The Ryu Isami gi kinda looks like a Tang Sudo uniform with the black collar.
A big reversal R on the bottom skirt. Similar to the Fusion Fight Gear Ryugi, the Furin Kazan kanjis of wind, forest, fire, and mountain are embroidered on the black collar in a reference to how it appears in Ryu's black belt in the game. The right side of the lapel is the command input of the Hadouken,
where on the left is the kanji for Hadouken. The shoulders simply have embroidered Ryu RVDDW. The sleeve shows Ryu's sprite from Street Fighter 2, where on the left side is the title Street Fighter from Street Fighter 4.
The back has an image of Ryu used from the Street Fighter V promotional artwork, with Ryu's stage from Street Fighter 2 in the background, along with the Furin Kazan on the lower left hand corner.
A bigger Street Fighter 4 title on the bottom.
The black waist string contrasts the white pants. On both sides of the pants is the reversal patch with the Japanese flag on it. On the back is a simple RVDDW patch. On the bottom left of the pants, it just simply says Hurricane Kick, a reference to his move in the game, as well as Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku, the way you say it in Japanese.
Something to note, the Ryu gi sizes are a little bit different than the other Isami gis, but it fits me nicely with my frame and size. Out of all the gis in this video, this is the one that actually fits me the best.
Though technically a beat 'em up game, Final Fight characters have appeared throughout many Capcom fighting games.
Isami's Final Fight gi comes all in black, a long brown reversal patch on the right side. On the left is the Final Fight title from the game. The names of the 3 Final Fight characters appear on the bottom skirt,
with their height and weight from the selection screen of the game. Across the shoulders it says versus Mad Gear being the villains of the game,
with a reversal patch on the bottom skirt, with a continue as a reference to the game when you die.
The original Final Fight promotional image appears on the back. The pant strings are light blue.
On the bottom left is the in-game map of Metro City.
On the top right is another reversal patch, and on the left is the Final Fight logo again.
The back is very simple. The word Jiujutsu is stylized and is a homage to Capcom's logo. And the right bottom is simply the RVDDW. This one is the size of an A2, the same as the Shami's Blanca gi. Onto Dalzim's gi, which is probably the gi that stands out the most, with its vibrant brown yellowish color. As a homage to Dalzim's skull necklace, skull patches are placed around the neck. The red bars are a reference to the red marks on Dalzim's face. The bottom skirt has a patch showing Dalzim's stage and the character itself. As with the other Isami gis, the right patch has Dalzim's sprite from Street Fighter 2, while on the left, the Street Fighter title from Street Fighter 4. The back has even more red bars, symbolizing the marks on Dalzim's face, while the bottom patch has Dalzim's name in English and in Sanskrit. To reference Dalzim's metal bracelets, the end of the cuffs are colored gray.
The pants are a bit darker than the jacket itself.
The bottom cuff also has that gray outline, and some black lines around the bottom.
Probably a reference to Dalzim's leg wrappings.
On the top are 2 big patches of Dalzim in a lotus pose, with the word Yoga Fire in English and in Sanskrit. The bottom is pretty much the same as the back, while on top is an RVDDW patch. Due to the limited qualities, this one had to get an A2. Again, this is probably the most colorful gi I have. Let's go back to Fusion Fight Gear now. So far, they are the only company that have made fighting game inspired Rashguards and spats. The Ryu Rashguard shows him throwing a Hadouken straight in your face, much like the intro to Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. The back has the Street Fighter title. The Rashguard also has a matching spat.
The waistline has the Fusion Fight Gear and Street Fighter titles,
with the left showing an illustration of Ryu tying his Hachimaki. The 4 Furin Kazan kanjis all along the right leg. Out of all the Fusion Fight Gear Rashguards, this is the only one that's short sleeved. Unfortunately, the pants are out of stock now. The Blanca Rashguard is covered in halftones everywhere, with the Street Fighter Udon comic title in the front. Fusion Fight Gear's logos can be seen on the right and the left arms.
The back has an illustration of Blanca from the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo revival game from the Game Boy Advance.
The corresponding Blanca spats are mostly all green. The waist has Fusion Fight Gear and the Street Fighter title. The left leg shows Blanca
from his portrait from the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival selection screen on the Game Boy Advance.
Below it is a Fusion Fight Gear halftone logo, while on the right side has the Street Fighter title. More interestingly, you could see instead of halftones, we see Blanca in his crouching and rolling poses. Unfortunately, Fusion Fight Gear has the Spat and Rashguard out of stock. The Akuma Rashguard has an illustration of him from the Unan Comics series. The back has Akuma in shadows, based on a Street Fighter 2 HD remake image. The Ten kanji on the left sleeve.
Now let's look at Akuma's matching spats.
A subtle Street Fighter title on the waist front.
Another Fusion Fight Gear logo on the waist.
The left leg has the same image as the front of the Rashguard, while the right leg has his name in kanji. For me, all the Rashguards fit me fine within medium and large. The Mortal Kombat Rashguard takes the title and the logo from Mortal Kombat 9. The back simply has the same logo, just smaller on the top. The Fusion Fight Gear logo on the bottom.
On the left sleeve, Sub-Zero is powering up his freezing blast,
while the right has his mortal enemy Scorpion shooting his iconic spear.
This image is also from the cover of Mortal Kombat 9.
The matching Mortal Kombat spat pretty much has the same image as the right and left sleeve together. Other than that is a simple Mortal Kombat title on the waist, and the Fusion Fight Gear logo on the back. So far, this is the only Fusion Fight Gear spat and Rashguard that isn't Street Fighter related.
Fusion Fight Gear does have two more Street Fighter spats. One for Chun-Li and one for Cammy. As you might have guessed, these were designed for women only. Cammy is shown doing her spiral arrow attack, while Chun-Li is doing her Kikosho super move. As for upcoming fighting game based gis, Fusion Fight Gear has posted a picture of a Sub-Zero gi. The logo of the Lin Kuei, which is the group that Sub-Zero is from, appears on the upper left lapel. Other than that, it's mostly Fusion Fight Gear logos throughout the gi, and Sub-Zero's masked face on the upper left pants. No release date as of yet. Personally, I kinda wish it came in blue, to match with Sub-Zero's uniform colors.
You know, with all these gis and Rashguards, it's interesting that I haven't made one for Laura yet, since she's the only one who actually does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I know Matsuda Jiu-Jitsu is not a perfect interpretation of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I'm just saying it could be done.